welcome to bonus episode number 14. Today is going to be a little bit weird because you're stuck with just me. Um, we have some stuff going on and some busyness and other occupations going on. The thing is, with this show, which we should have, I guess, mentioned a little bit like earlier when we first started, but with this show, it kind of took off uh like out of nothing pretty much. Like we had Julian Casablancas DM us back on one of our Instagrams, and that kind of set it off because we shared that in the Reddit, and people went crazy for it. And we asked, if for people that don't know, we asked Julian if it was okay if we used Strokes material in our podcast, which doesn't make sense because no matter what he says, it's still like we can't do it unless the label says we can. Um, and it just blew up from there, and people were excited for us to start it, which is fucking amazing. And it's been amazing. It's been awesome. But like, we didn't get time to record it. We were pretty quick to just be like, awesome, let's start it right now, and then let's promote it right now too, so that we can just promote while we record. Like, it hasn't been the best decision, because it's been incredibly tough to get all of our stuff in order every single week. Our schedule is basically every Monday or Tuesday or both. We record a regular episode and a bonus episode, and we release it that Wednesday and Friday. And we think that's going to be a little bit different next season, when we do Room on Fire and Favorite Worst Nightmare. But that's kind of how the show came about and why it's been so tough. I mean, it has been tough. We've only had this issue twice now. One time before and then today. It's just the timing isn't great. We all work full-time jobs. We want to do this, but we know it's not going to quite pay the bills right now. We are currently in my room studio. I'm using my good mic. I'm hoping it's not catching up all the shit in the background. I don't think it should be, but anyway, guys, that's the update. That's why I'm by myself today. Everyone's kind of busy today, and I don't believe in skipping a week. I don't believe in being like that. I don't want to start that, because when you start that, there's no going back. Then you're comfortable with missing shit, and that's pretty much not what I would like to do. So we're not gonna. But anyway, this bonus episode, guys, we got a Julian song, and we got a Shadow Puppet song. Both very good songs. I mean, I know I say this every week. I don't have the other two to make fun of me that I say that every week, which is okay. We are doing The Tourist by Julian Casablancas from his Phrases for the Young solo LP from 2009. And we have Everything You've Come to Expect, the title track from Last Shadow Puppets album, Everything You Come to Expect, which came out in 2016. We're going to start with Julian today. The Tourist. I know a lot about this song. It's beautiful. It took me a little bit to get on board with it, just because how weird it kind of starts and how weird sounding it is. But this whole album is kind of weird, so it's another weird trip down that lane, down the Phrazes lane. Phrazes with a Z, by the way. That's how he spells everything in the voids and stuff. It's 5 minutes, 5 minute song. It's been streamed 3.6 million times. And guys, this is where you pause the pod. We're going to give it a listen together. I'm going to give it a listen right now. Alright, guys, that was The Tourist by Julian. I should say Tourist by Julian Casablancas. Don't want people to get mixed up with Radiohead. That song, I mean, it's always fun to go back to that song because it's so... The beginning doesn't sound like something that Julian would do. Like, I'm trying to think of like what the even beginning sounds like. If you guys go back and listen to the song, that beginning, like the main guitar riff, the twang, like the guitar twang, that isn't something that like he's done, and it just gives it a whole different feel. The melodies in this song are so catchy, and the chorus is so easy to sing along. The whole song is easy to follow if you're someone who likes songs you can sing along to. Um, if I think what's gonna stand out to most people is gonna clearly be the guitars. Like the guitars overtake the song. It sounds like there's like five different kinds in this one. There's the main riff guitar. There's an electric in the background just going and then there's the main twang one, and then the synths come in, which is pretty cool because every single Julian song from this album, I feel like, it sounds like a pure rock song, and then he brings in a synth, and I think that's the same for almost every single song on this record, which is really cool because it's just him kind of adding another layer of futuristic shit and experimental shit that he wants to. It's very minimum on this album. Like this is like the void. This compared to the Voids is like night and day compared to what he wanted to do. Um, but this song just sounds like something that you can put on and you can walk to. And to me, like if I'm trying to describe it, and I feel like I should just make this a segment, which is like Jared trying to describe what a song reminds him of. But when I think of the song, I think of it, like when it gets to the main chorus part, like you're like in a dream and you're like walking out of a tunnel, and then when you get to the end, it's like this big beautiful like view of something. Like that's what it sounds like to me. Like you're like scared in the tunnel. It's like a dark tunnel in the verses, and then when the chorus comes in, you see everything. Like that's kind of, I know that's so specific, but I feel like people have said they kind of like how specific I am with that stuff, but that's just kind of how my mind works. I'm very theatrical. Like my mind always goes to theater first when I listen to music. Um, but yeah, guitar guys for sure. Guitar. This is a big, interesting experimental guitar song. If you're looking for something that sounds, I've been trying to think of something that this compares to, or like that I can tell you guys that it sounds like. Um, but I feel like I'm gonna struggle with that. I'm gonna have to come back to that. Um, but anyway, so for some lyrics, guys, I mean, this song is really just about someone who is going around who feels like they're kind of still a tourist in the world, even though they've been around a long time. The main chorus is I feel like a tourist out in the country. Once this whole world was all countryside, I feel like a tourist in the big city. Soon I will soon I will simply evaporate. Trying to dissect that. Feel like a tourist out in the country. Once this whole world was all countryside, feel like a tourist in the big city. Soon I will. Yeah, pretty much exactly what I was saying. Like you're around, but you still feel like you're not around. Like you still feel like you're new to the world. Because then the next chorus goes on to say, "I feel like a tourist lost in the suburbs. Soon the whole world will be urban sprawl. Feel like a landlubber out on the ocean. Feel like a teardrop streaming off your chin." Yeah, so it's a lot of uncertainty about where he is and where he is in the world, and kind of, you know, he lives in the suburbs, but there's so much more out there, but still, and then the bridge, some will bet against you, try even to prevent you, but not many can stop you. If you got a perfect plan, can they possibly try? I demand to know why they would doubt you. In this hand, 1,000 generations. Yeah, and then this next part. It feels like a tourist out in the desert, so hot it feels like devil's breath. Feels like a tourist out in the swampland. This world is just patches of water and land. Everywhere I go, I'm a tourist, but if you stay with me, I'll always be at home. So there's your answer right there. Like, there's a piece of there's love to it too, which seems to be a common theme with him, where it's like it's dreary, it's gloomy, but then love always pops up at the end, or he figures it out with perseverance. Like that's usually how it is, but um to me, I take the song as, he's lost in the world, but when he's with this person or with whoever he's with, he feels like he's at home. So, I feel like most of us has been in a situation like that where sometimes you just feel like life is meh, but when you're with that one person, they're able to make it a lot better for you. I know I have a situation like, or I've had situations like that, and I'm sure Manny and Will have too. It's been, I mean, you know, it's very common. That's a very good way of putting lyrics together, which Julian's always very good with. Um, but yeah, this is yeah. Will, Manny, have anything to add? No. Okay, yeah, they're not here. Sorry. Um, but this song is it's a very sweet. It's a little bit longer, 5 minutes. But to be honest with you, when I was listening to this one, it didn't feel like it was too long. Like I know usually when long songs come up, I'm usually like, well, they could have cut this. Like nothing about this song I feel like could have really been cut. Like there's nothing I would have looked at and been like, oh, they should have got rid of this. Like usually I say they can cut a verse, but I feel like this one's kind of perfectly constructed where it can be. And then also the guitar solo in this one, I didn't even mention that somehow. Um, the guitar solo in this song is top notch, top tier Julian solo, top tier Strokes related solo. I love the solo in this thing. It's very finger plucky. It's very up and down. There's a lot to it. It sounds like it. The whole song kind of sounds like country twang, but also rock, like kind of like Bon Jovi type shit. Um, and the guitar solo sounds exactly like that. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous solo. I really want to like look up who did that solo. I'll have to find that out. Um, but yeah, guys, that was Tourist by Julian Casablancas. I don't have any Reddit comments on this one. Sorry about that, guys. This week, I swear, this week has just been it's been so busy. I've been really trying, and we're prepping for something big next week. That's all I'm gonna say. Prepping for something big next week, and you know, prepping to do something next week. It's not gonna release next week, but it's gonna release soon. Um, but it's a big deal, a very big deal. So we've been mainly focusing on getting ready for that, and preparation has been down. Hopefully my voice is nice enough in the morning here when it's nice and raspy that it's nice to you guys to listen to at least, even if you don't give a shit about what I'm saying by myself, which I totally understand that because it's ridiculous to listen to me. Oh, by the way, guys, so I found the guitars on the song. So Mike Mogis was the guitarist on the Tourist. So Mike Mogis is the one that gets the credit for that. He was someone that was involved he was a member of Bright Eyes, formerly Monsters of Folk, Lullaby for the Working Class. So he worked with Julian. He's been on like a lot of stuff since 1997. But he was the guitarist on the Tourist then. Then Nate Walcott was the horns on Tourist. That's another thing I completely forgot to mention, that it's very like horn heavy as well, which is really cool, especially at the end, which sounded awesome to finish the song out with. But yeah, that's some credits for that song there. But anyway, guys, that was Tourist, Julian Casablancas. I hope you guys gave that a listen while we were going through it. Gorgeous solo song. Let's move on to Everything You've Come to Expect, which is the title track from Everything You've Come to Expect from the Last Shadow Puppets, Alex Turner's solo band. This came out in 2016. It's been streamed 17.6 million times. This whole album holds a special place in my heart because I still remember when I discovered this thing. It was like way back in, I think, 2017, like a year or two after, maybe 2017, 2018. And this whole album was just on complete repeat for the longest time. And this was one of those songs because I'm a huge theatrical person, and every song on this album to me sounds like one big movie. And this song sounds like, I mean, it's the title track. It encapsulates what this album is. It's very theatrical. It's very orchestra heavy, which is always top notch in my opinion when you can do that. But this song is very orchestra heavy. It's very weird. It's a weird song. It's like a fun weird song. That's like the best way I can put it. I know I said Taurus was weird, but this one is weird. I think the way that it sounds, the way that it's not the pattern, the tempo of it. Uh, you guys will see what I mean. But let's give this a listen. I'm gonna pause the pod, give this a listen right now. Here we go. All right, that was Everything You've Come to Expect by the Last Shadow Puppets, the title track of that album. I listened to the song and I watched the music video, and oh my god, I definitely have to talk about the music video. Um, But before we do that, a very weird song, but super catchy, super beautiful because of the if you like orchestra or like Rand songs, guys, that is one of them, and it is beautiful. I had a great time listening to that one. But the video, guys, I've never seen it until I just watched it just now. Basically, their heads are the only thing that are popping out of sand, so they're buried completely neck deep in sand, right on like the coast where like the water comes up, and the whole song, um, the water doesn't come up, and there's a girl, there's like a ballerina just dancing the whole time around them on the beach, going up to them. Then the water comes up to them a couple times, but it doesn't quite like hit their heads the way that it does at the end, I don't think. Um, but there's a ballerina that just dances around them, and holds their head, touches them, looks at them. It's a very well choreographed song, which the shadow puppets usually do in their videos, whether it's them dancing or somebody else. But it's definitely a ballerina that's just absolutely dancing around them, and she's fucking killing it too. Um, but that's pretty much it. Their heads are in the sand. There's a ballerina dancing around them. And at the end, she leaves, and a giant wave comes in, and not a giant wave. Sorry, that's exaggeration. But a wave comes in, and it hits their heads. And Alex's hair at the end, guys. You have to watch this video. It's so fucking funny. His hair just looks crazy. The girl, by the way, is Michelle Dowley. That's who's doing the dancing. Um, but you have to see Alex's hair at the end of this video. He looks like Sonic. He looks like a human Sonic. Um, but yeah, a very interesting video, a very well shot, very well edited, produced video. There's not much to it in terms of what it is, but it's beautiful. It's right on a beach, which I assume is somewhere in California, but I could be completely wrong. And I don't see anything in terms of where it was shot on the notes on it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful looking music video. Very, very, very well done. So I definitely highly encourage you, if you're gonna listen to the song, listen to it through the music video, because it's a beautiful song, a beautiful video. Um, I kind of want to find out where Michelle Dowley is from. Let's see if my computer here gives you any info on that. Has she been in anything that anyone would know? The Descendants, 3, 1, 2. Jinxed, Brave Town, Hotel Noir. I haven't heard of a lot of these things, but anyway, that's who she is. Michelle Dowley. Um, anyway, guys, this song, to me, it's obvious that the orchestra stands out the most for me. The orchestra is beautiful. The orchestra is throughout the whole song. It's not just one part. It adds its own layer of like beauty and just, it's kind of like a tragic sounding song, and you know which makes sense when you look at the lyrics sometimes. But the orchestra is just unmatched in this one. It's beautiful. So if you guys are looking for a song that has violins in it, this is one of them. And it starts with a weird intro that again doesn't really tell you where the song is gonna go in terms of tone, in terms of tempo. Uh, it's there's a very heavy kick drum, a very heavy bass drum in it that adds like a like type feel to it with throughout the whole song, which is beautiful. And this is another song where Alex Turner's lyrics, like I should honestly just read the whole thing of lyrics because of how beautiful they are and just skip the chorus. But his lyrics definitely shine in this one as usual. It's a very well done song in terms of lyrics. First verse: tiger eyelashes, summer wine, goosebumps soup and honey pie, piggy in the middle, I'm baby's daddy, about to make my golden move, apocalyptic lipstick campaign, 4 horsemen in a 1 horse race. The dance she does to shadow play appeals to an ancient impulse. Ghost Riders in a rat and parrot, croc skin collar on a diamond dog, dirtbag ballet by the bins down the alley as I walk through the chalet of the shadow of death. I can't even begin to understand what any of that is about. Genuinely can't. And the chorus, everything you've come to expect. I guess the coastal air gets a girl to reflect. Everything you've come to expect. I just can't get the thought of you and him out of my head. Everything that you've come to expect. So like I get that, I guess. Like it's a girl thinking about a guy with someone that she doesn't want to see him, or just with someone else in general. I'm trying to maybe make a connection to the video and what the lyrics mean. I feel like I should be smarter than this. I'm sure that video meant something. Two guys, their heads are probably come out of sand. There's a girl dancing around them. I don't know. This part isn't my strong suit. I can break down the music, but breaking down the meaning and shit, like that's my downfall. Verse 2, hotel room, holy Bible, hotel room, free love revival. Baby, it's a never-ending spiral. Looks a little bit like Paris. Then back to the Ghost Riders pre-chorus lyrics. Same thing for the next chorus in terms of, and then the next, it continues with everything you come to expect, everything that I've tried to forget, everything that I live to regret. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see, there is an about here. So the second release and title track, blah, 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 finds a band musing about an alluring woman through dreamy metaphors. Alex Turner describes the song as an exercise in trying to follow a line with what you would least expect it to be followed with. Okay, well, that's pretty on the nose. Gotcha. Either way, like I've told you guys in the podcast and I've told the guys before, like I could care less about the lyrics and what they mean. That's not my main thing. I'd rather them be nonsense like this, and that's more interesting to me than anything. That's why I'm such a big Fall Out Boy fan. Like Pete Wentz's lyrics, they're ridiculous sometimes, but and they kind of allow you to make your own meaning. The chorus kind of gets you on track on what the song is about, but the verse kind of throws you back off. And like I like that type of lyricism, and that's what this is. As you could hear, I just read it. It's fucking crazy on the verses, but the melody that he puts in, he has a lot of falsetto in this song, so you get kind of Alex and always. There's regular, there's baritone, falsetto, tenor. Like there's a version of his voice in every single part of the song, so you kind of get full Alex here for the most part. It sounds a lot more like Tranquility based the car Alex in this song for sure. Not quite anything before that. It's a very relaxed song in terms of vocal, like there's no belting or anything like that. Good harmonies between him and Miles. A lot of people were saying, oh, they're probably holding hands under the sand because they're best friends. You can tell they love each other. But the video, guys, amazing. Lyrics, very interesting. Music, great. Did we have anyone say anything about the song itself on Reddit? I don't think so. Most people are just talking about the album and stuff like that. I couldn't find anything about that. Yeah, couldn't, which is annoying. I'm pissed I didn't make a post because I would have loved to get an opinion on that. So, damn it. Same thing with Tourist. Yeah, I hate when I'm not able to get your guys' Reddit comments, or when I'm just don't have time or forget to put it on there, which is frustrating. So I'm sorry about that. I really do want to hear it. So if you're listening to this, just comment on our latest when the post comes out here and give me your thoughts on this song. I might still post it in Reddit and just get some ideas what people think about this song. I think it's just hard because it's a title track. So when you search it, let me see if I can just type in song. Sorry about my keyboard ASMR sounds. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of people saying what the song means, which is basically what we read here. But not a lot of people saying what they like on it. Here we go. Okay, so someone posted the video, and let's see. Did not expect this one. Love it. It's not a mind blower, but it's such a good flowing Beatles psychedelic vibe, harmonies, great abstract lyrics, beautiful orchestra, and stellar production. And this is not a great tribute to the late George Martin. I don't know what is. That was from V Prakhav on Reddit. That's a very good comment there. I know I've said before, a lot of the songs on this album remind me of the Beatles. And this is definitely something you can tell, like, George Martin would have a hand in, or he'd like, at least, if he heard something like this. Someone commented the lyrics, as I walk through the chalet of the shadow of death, everything come to expect. I guess the coastal air gets a go to reflect. Absolutely love this part. The lyrics, the melody are tremendous. That's marked 09. And AM Dandelion 1984 said, we can really see Alex in those lyrics. Looking forward to the whole album. Wow, this was 8 years ago before the album came out. That's awesome. Biecker 2004 said, this song just grows on you so much. I like it the first time and absolutely love it the second time. The instrumental is amazing. Yeah, so like people are saying exactly what I was saying with the instrumentals. Like, guys, if you're an orchestra fan, this is it. Sark said, not sure about this one. It's a nice song, but in my opinion, it's not very nice Last Shadow song. Okay, I don't know what that means. One of the reasons I like them, it's their fast. Okay, this guy and the way he typed is making me feel like an idiot. So I'm gonna skip that. And then later he said, edit, forget it. It's a nice song. It's a very good one. I can't stop listening to it. Okay, there we go. Kinetic said, I was a little too distracted by the video the first listen I opened on Spotify, and wow, I just love it. The Mini Mansions vibe is working. I feel like it's on brand for the Last Shadow Puppets vocals and instrumentals while still showing a little bit of progression in the sound. Can't wait for the rest of the album. So yeah, a lot of people mentioning Mini Mansions. I haven't heard of them. Or, I mean, I've heard of them, but I've never listened to them. I should probably give them a listen. Because I've never listened to them before. So a deleted accounts and very magical mystery tour sounding. Yeah, that's true. That is true. All these people making these Beatle references, and somehow I'm not. I'm disappointed in myself. A lot of people saying it's not what they expected. Spitfire 221 said, I actually really like this. Much better than Bad Habits and a lot like what I was expecting. Alex's voice sounds fucking amazing. Yeah, there's a couple songs on this album that are duds, and in my opinion, they are the ones like that kind of harken their last album. Most of the songs on this album sound like what this does, and they're the good ones. Bad Habits, I think, is my least favorite song on it. I don't know why that one was chosen as a single, personally. Let's see. Llama 2301 said, I love it, really. This is more what I was expecting when they announced their second album. So excited. It's really cool to go back on this and look at people that were around when this album was coming out. Knockjaw said, I simply might be mad, but is anyone else putting off listening to the track for the sake of perverting the experience from the first listen? I've never been that person. I need a tease before I get excited about an album. I don't know how you guys are, but that's just me. Like, I need to listen to something to get me, like, excited, because, like, you're gonna possibly buy, like, a vinyl or something, and, like, if you're gonna get all that stuff, I mean, I'm an idiot because I'd buy it regardless, so I don't know what I'm saying. But I just tried to follow a link that took me to the vinyl when it came out, and of course it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why I thought it did. But I'm that type of person. Like, I do usually at least like to listen to something before I get excited about the album, but I'm very quick to jump the gun and buy stuff from a band that releases something regardless of what I know about it. That's just me, because I'm crazy. Anyway, guys, that was everything you come to expect from The Last Shadow Puppets, the title track. Beautiful song. We're on to rankings, and now I gotta rank by myself. This is the hardest part, and I'm sure you guys can hear my clicking on the microphone, but sorry about that. So unprofessional of me, so I hope you can forgive me, but I'm just pulling up the ranking sheet here. Let's see. So for Tourist, for Julian Casablancas, I am probably going to go a 3.9. Yeah, probably gonna go with a 3.9. That's where my heart is for this one. It's definitely one where, you know, when I play it or it comes on, I'll most likely listen to most of it, if not all of it. and not skip it, at least get a taste of it, because it is such a catchy song, and at least stay for that guitar solo for sure. Um, it's catchy, it's good, but it's not quite the top tier Julian stuff. That's for sure. Definitely, it's kind of up there with Ludlow Street to me, which is like middle of the road. That's kind of where I put that um, for this song. So everything you come to expect, though. Ugh, this one's a hard one. This one really is a hard one because I gave The Born Identity a 3.7, which is also a great song. Which I still feel like is too low. I should just like not ever look at this stuff. I don't know why I look at it, because I feel like it fucks with my ranking. Now, I know I was gonna give it a 4 or something, so I'm sticking with that. I'm gonna give this a 4.2. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 4.2. I think that's fair. Everything you come to expect, 4.2 for me. And I'm gonna send these songs to the guys, have them give their opinion here on what they think. But that was Taurus and Everything You've Come to Expect, guys, from Julian and the Last Shadow Puppets. We have just the album review and the final bonus episode coming up, guys. And that is it for season 1. Then we move on to season 2, where we're doing Room on Fire and Favorite Worst Nightmare. We're probably going to take a little bit of a break to actually record shit this time, so we don't have to worry about what's kind of happening right now in front of your very ears and eyes. But we have the album review and one more bonus coming up. And then a very big surprise and updates and everything. But we're just waiting until this is done so we can just hit you guys all with it at once. But I didn't want to leave you guys with a week without an episode. We were planning on just skipping the bonus this week, but fuck it. I'll just let you guys listen to me for however long this is, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I feel like it's been a long time. This has been a long episode. Anyway, I will talk to you guys next week. We love you guys. We will see you next week and for the album review and the last bonus and some big surprises. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope this was good enough for you. We appreciate you guys being patient and being awesome and continuing to like, review, comment, all that kind of stuff. Please follow the Instagram if you guys do see it. That's what's very important. And we will talk to you guys soon. Love ya. Hey guys, it's Jared here. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. You can find us on all our socials at Karma and Tranquility, and Twitter, Karma and Tranquil. Our link trees are posted in every single description on every social, so you can access everything that we have to offer. And we will see you every Wednesday for our normal episodes and every Friday for a bonus episode.